ready to go. I have some very painful heel blisters that we've bandaged up. It hurts really bad, but that's okay. We've only got about 6.
You got 2 weeks to heal.
Yeah, I've got like 2 weeks to heal. Anyway.
We always cut it so close.
It's fine.
We'll see.
It'll be fine. I'm not worried. And then today we have
I have nothing wrong with me.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've only got about like maybe 7 kilometers at the most to go today, so it should be pretty quick and easy. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. All right, one last look at where we camped last night. Our tent was right here, and it was a very lovely sleep. Looks like we got a nice day. Ready to go?
Yes, I am.
All right. Just about done. You can see Abraham Lake poking through the trees there. You can hear cars. Nothing really spectacular on this section today. Just been kind of cruising along in a meditative trance, and just a few ups and downs, a few hops over the creek. But I'll do a little recap of the trip when we get back to the parking lot, which should be momentarily. All right, quick little recap of the trip to close off this last video here. So I calculated 36.5 kilometers total distance, just kind of going through it from start to finish. It starts off on pretty easy to follow trail. You get quite a bit of orange flagging along the way that starts to disappear once you start climbing up. I'm pretty sure it's White Goat Pass is the first pass that you hit. I could be wrong though, but we definitely did it at a good time of year where the water levels were low. People have reported that when they did it earlier season that the water levels were much higher, and just the amount of times we had to go across back and forth the creek, it would definitely suck if you would have to ford each and every one of those crossings. So that's just something to be mindful of. And just the area in general holds on to snow quite late into July. So a lot of people have reported that if they went too early in the year, they couldn't complete the loop unless they really wanted to do something adventurous there. We did find that the Rock Creek was pretty easy to navigate if you are just mindful of that. It is a slower pace trip all around because I was actually surprised about how rocky the terrain was, and it is like that for almost the entire trip except for that northern section of trail. When you hit that, then it becomes more of like a dirt wooded type of trail, but then the next obstacle is that it's all overgrown, so it's definitely a trail that you can't really just like power through like a 25-30 kilometer day. I mean, I know there are people who are more than capable of that, but if you're just like an average backpacker, expect to go at a slower pace and maybe have to do a little bit of backtracking. And so that's why GPS is really helpful to track yourself. You're definitely not going to run into any signage that's going to tell you like, oh, you're 5 kilometers from the pass or 10 kilometers from this junction. Like, you really are just left to your own devices out there. So it's not really beginner friendly. It's for somebody who is comfortable with not always having a path to follow, because there were times where there was really nothing that looked like a path at all. going up any inclines, you have to either be okay with just kind of going straight up a slope or creating your own switchbacks if that's easier for you. But it's definitely not like a Parks Canada maintained kind of trail. So it's definitely more off the beaten path. Camping is totally random, no facilities at all. So just be prepared for random camping. But the camp spots are really nice. So, I mean, the spots we camped at were nicer than a lot of places that I've paid for camping. So, it's quite the enjoyable loop if you're okay with a little bit more wild aspects, I suppose. In the videos we were saying like how we would never do it again, but that was just kind of type 2 fun talking. Now that all the pain has wore off, I'm like, yeah, I'd do it again because the views were outstanding, and it actually would kind of be nice to do it again now that we have like a track that we could maybe do it in a more leisurely sense, that we know where we're going now. So, and then you can bag off some peaks while you're back there too, which is really cool because it's not always that you get to climb mountains and stuff in Alberta and like be the only people out there. That a lot of like day hikes and stuff are typically pretty crowded. So it's nice when you can get out into the backcountry a bit and then hit up some stuff back there. And there's a lot of opportunity for that back there. There's a lot of stuff that you can access off of the passes. So it's a really neat place. It's described as like a really special kind of place in the David Thompson hiking guide, and it definitely felt that way. It was I think it was the most like wild trail we've ever been on, where there were no bridges, no signs, no nothing. It was pretty cool. Definitely be aware of that northern section. It's a bushwhack for sure. You're not gonna have a lot of fun hitting up that section, but once you pop out and you get to start climbing up that pass, I'm trying to think of what the name of the pass would be. Littlehorn Pass, maybe? I'm not sure, but the views were great up there. It was worth the climb. So yeah, a lot of people would add on a 4th day. They would do the first campground twice just to do it a little bit more at a relaxed pace, which would be totally fine. We were able to get it done in 3 days, so that was good. Yeah. So that's basically the recap of that trip. If you have any other questions, I can surely try and answer them in the comments. If you're wondering about my feet situation, I have lost about 3 or 4 toenails, and my blisters are about 95% healed now. So we are heading out on Sunday for another backpacking trip. And I'm just gonna have to like tape up some of my toes because they're obviously a little bit compromised with no toenails on them. And I'm actually thinking that my blisters were maybe kind of a good thing, that now the skin can be a little bit tougher, because we are going to go for a longer distance and amount of time, and we will be hiking every single day. So yeah, it probably won't be super comfortable. I really think it's just a matter of it's time for new boots, because I never had blisters in the past. My very first set of hiking boots gave me awful blisters, and then I immediately exchanged them for the boots that I wear currently, and I have had 0 issues with blisters and have done like I've done a lot of kilometers on them. It's been like 6 years or something like that. So, I mean, you've seen Sean has new boots now. His fell like completely apart. Mine, on the outside, they look like they're okay, but I think they're probably just a little worn out, and it's something that I'll have to deal with next season. I'm not going to buy new boots now. There's just no point. So, I mean, if I had the money, I would totally be doing that. But I'm just gonna suck it up, and I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, you'll have to stay tuned for our next trip, coming up here in a few weeks. You'll start seeing those videos, and I'm just not going to say anything about it yet. You'll just have to wait and see. So till then, hope everybody's having a great summer so far, and thanks for watching our silly little hiking videos.